r/AskReddit by Redmond Dts. What are some good things that are happening in the world that people might not know about? Costa Rica is running almost entirely on renewable energy most of the year. The Great Ocean Cleanup is doing amazing work on researching and removing plastic from our oceans and waterways, including intercepting plastics in rivers before it makes its way to oceans. We might yet see the Great Pacific Garbage Patch cleaned up in our lifetimes, along with other floating islands of plastic. Cancer deaths have dropped by over 25% in the United States since 1991, with breast cancer deaths decreasing by 39%. Cervical cancer deaths have markedly dropped as well since the introduction of the HPV vaccine. Whales are slowly returning to parts of the ocean they hadn't been seen in for decades. Nature heals when we give it the chance. Ozone layer is actually healing faster than expected. Scientists think it could be fully restored in a lifetime. For the first time in a few years, I have a ton of butterflies and dragonflies flying around my house. Apparently this year was a really good year for insects. I mentioned seeing so many butterflies to a bug person, and he said in general it's been a really good year. Last year was a really bad year, so it makes it even more noticeable. Lyme disease vaccine is close to finishing third stage clinical trials. There's lots of scholars out there translating old books into English for the first time. As an example, scholars are currently almost finished translating the complete works of St. Augustine into English for the first time. It's taken 35 years so far, and they've now published 45 of the 49 planned volumes. Scientists have discovered a direct cause and effect link between faulty mitochondria and the memory loss seen in neurodegenerative diseases. By creating a novel tool to boost mitochondrial activity in mouse models, researchers restored memory performance, suggesting mitochondria could be a powerful new target for treatments. The findings not only shed light on the early drivers of brain cell degeneration, but also open possibilities for slowing or even preventing diseases like Alzheimer's. The mayor of Baltimore is revolutionizing his city. Big spends on new rec centers and after-school programs have cut crime almost in half. Test scores are also on the rise. It looks like kids just needed somewhere safe to go and be kids. Solar and wind power are now cheaper than coal in many countries. Clean energy is actually winning on economics, not just ethics. Child mortality has dropped by more than half worldwide in the last 30 years. Millions more kids are growing up healthy today than ever before. More people than ever are questioning the harmful patterns embedded in them through their past experiences, especially childhood, then trying to and successfully breaking the toxic cycles that they have propagated or endured from their past. This is huge. This is going to have massive flourishing of love and authenticity on this earth that we have never seen before, especially on the incoming generations. If you have been working on yourself, you are a part of this cascade, and thank you for your contribution to building a loving future. The ozone layer is healing. The giant hole we created in the atmosphere is slowly closing because we actually fixed our behavior for once. The Japanese are currently conducting a clinical trial for a medicine for tooth regrowth. We are starting to get a cure for HIV. A vaccine is in development, which seems to have the ability to completely eradicate tumors. Almost 14 million people lifted from poverty in Mexico. A significant positive trend is the marked decline in alcohol consumption among younger generations. Generation Z in particular drinks substantially less than millennials and previous generations, largely driven by a greater focus on physical and mental health. The global smoking rate has been cut by more than a third in the last 30 years. Solar and wind are now the cheapest sources of new electricity in history, and their global installation is expanding at a rate that far outpaces all other energy sources combined. I'm pretty happy with my new job. Pretty much everyone who's on this thread is likely living better than royalty was 200 years ago. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.